Dude, I remember when that's not gonna be loud enough. I remember when we were working at the drum school together. Not that I was drumming, but doing the recording stuff. And you and Derek were in the main drum room, and you had like the timer out or whatever, and you're trying to see how fast you could drum. And then you go, oh, check out this video on YouTube. You pull it up, and it'd be some random fucking timing, and Derek would be like, it's this time. And you're like, you're right. Like, how would you? I can't get my head around the idea of listening to a drum beat and knowing what fucking time it's in. That's kind of a problem as a person who calls himself a musician, because I never know what timing is. I know 4/4. This is pretty much the best thing that I can.
It's really weird trying to figure out how to count shit. Because I have a problem with math in general.
No, but like you seemed so like it was second nature to you.
I could feel it. I can't count it. Is that weird?
But you gave a numeric like response to what the timing was. So you still really kind of did count it.
I guess. You know what's really funny too is that you're talking about this. When I was working at Lockhouse, they threw I think it was called Cobblestone Live. And it was just like, it was huge. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But they were like one of those like jam bands, you know?
Yeah.
Hang on. Like the dude, he had like a piano, and he had like his Jack Daniels, and he was fucking pounding his Jack Daniels like on stage. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Just a jam band. And damn, this is loud.
Loud? It must be better out of that side for you then. This fourth one must not be as good.
But, anyway, sorry, I gotta stop saying the word but and but
yeah, but
I forgot what the hell I was saying. Anyways,
Cobblestone?
Yeah, I was just standing outside. I was smoking a cigarette, and in the mid song, they were really good. Like it went from 4/4 to 3, and I figured it out, and I started counting, and I was like, oh, maybe that's how you do it. Do you know what I mean? Like all these years later, at that moment, I kind of figured it out.
Just kind of clicked in for you?
Yeah. Just like...
Yeah, I still don't get timing. Like at all.
I guess the only way to explain it is you would just hit the snare drum on 3, and you just keep counting 3 over. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's like a polka.
Yeah.
Oh.
In other words.
Yeah.
Just polka, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's why the question, I was like, if a time signature is in 1,
right,
is it considered 4 on the floor? Because the beat would always fall on 1.
Right. Or is it just always 1?
It would just always be 1.
Right.
But wouldn't that be 4 on the floor?
I guess so. I don't know. You're asking me. I'm not a drummer.
Or maybe 8.
Or really an accomplished musician, or somebody who understands theory at all. But yeah.
I wish. I don't even know how to Google that. I wouldn't even know how to ask that question.
Literally ask the question. I would just literally ask the question as you asked it.
I don't even know what the question was.
The timing, about the timing being, if the timing is considered 1, isn't it 4/4 or 4 on the floor? However you phrased it. That's what I mean. That's what I would try to Google.
If timing is in 1, is it 4 on the floor?
The world awaits.
Nothing. There's nothing. It's just
Google's like,
me...
bro, what are you asking me? I don't know what this fucking question is.
Yeah. But it just gave me 4 on the floor. Is a rhythm pattern used primarily in disco and electronic music.
Does 4 on the floor mean 4/4 timing?
Yeah.
Alexa.
Oh, you...
If a timing signature for music is in 1, is it not the same as being in 4/4 time? She has no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
It's all right. It's here. Or, ooh. Ex-girlfriend.
Never call her by another name. They do not like that.
But yeah. Instead I said, but yeah. So we got rid of the I just need to get rid of the but.
So what that is, see, I just did it, is when you're trying to pull all of your thoughts together into words to speak them. That's a pause. It's like a dot 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 for infinity until the next sentence. And people who are really good at speaking and being able to articulate what they're trying to say never say that. You'll never hear Alec Baldwin say that. Ben Shapiro will never say that.
No.
Rogan does it all the time. But people who are like super fucking smart, even if you don't agree with their opinions and stuff, or they're just horrible people, if they're really smart, they don't have that hang up.
No.
They won't do what I just did there, where I back up and I'll rephrase what I'm saying, because they already know what they're going to say before they say it. That's how fast their brain is.
It's kind of weird.
Well, weird, yeah, because it's atypical, but I'm kind of fucking jealous.
I guess you could.
You know what I mean? Like a classic
train
order,
yourself
like you
like that.
should never have to hem and haw. That'd be great. I don't know.
A lot of the time, you see those people on TV, right?
Yes, yeah, usually, yeah. Most times it is.
They have notes and stuff, so
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So think about this: if you watch one of those shows on like usually like CNN or MSNBC or whatever, where they call in, it's like there's 5 people and there's 5 little cubes and they're picking you up from satellite from wherever fucking city you're in. Those people don't have crib notes in front of them. You got a 3-minute segment to say your piece, and I've seen people on there who've been just so amazing. I don't want to say orators because they're not orating, but just their idea is so. And a lot of it is practice, I think, too. Especially when you're talking about statistics, and a lot of those times, those news shows, they're talking about statistics with, you name it, climate change, wrongful imprisonment, and people not, DNA tests being destroyed before they're supposed. Did you hear about that shit? I'm going way off topic.
no, I did not.
There was some. I don't remember what police department it was. I just saw the news thing on. Actually, it might even be on my thing still. There was some police department that was destroying rape kits, which is something that you do after a certain period of time. It's not like they were doing it to be dicks, but they were destroying rape kits way before the statute of limitations was. Nope, that's not it. Way before the statute of limitations is up. Like they're supposed to hold on to them for this is probably wrong, for like 10 years, and at like 7 they're like, yeah, we don't have enough room for all this shit. I'm trying to see if it's still in here. I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'll find it later. But yeah, I don't know how I got onto that. But yeah, destroying rape kits. Don't. So I'm still scrolling. Tom, pick it up. Help me out.
Would you say flat Earth?
Nope. Not doing it. Not doing it today. not going to do it today. Oh shit, that's right. George H.W. Bush died at 98, I believe it was.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's fucking. It's a long life, and that dude got into some shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
When people got upset, and I'm sorry, this is going to probably get me a little bit of heat. When people got upset with him, there was that some presidential picture. It was him and his son and Barack and I think Carter. It was for some reason, maybe in the last year, and he like pinched a girl's ass or something. Do you hear about this?
No,
I might even be
not.
making that particular thing up, but like he did something like at this event, I guess. God, I hope I don't get this wrong. Where it was like it was either a comment or a touch. It was like really inappropriate, and everyone is like, "Oh, he's old. He's 98." I'm not saying what he did was right by any stretch, and I'm not dismissing it or saying it's okay. What the fuck? What are you gonna do? And
He was 98.
When is it? When's the cutoff? I don't know when the cutoff is. I don't know if we're gonna know when the cutoff is. If there should be one, it seems like there should be one.
It seems like one. It probably didn't give a shit at that point.
I just think, why would you give a fuck? You're in a wheelchair. You married a barber for the last 70 years. Why wouldn't you just go?
Is Barbara still alive?
She is. I'm almost positive of that. I'm not gonna. You Google it. You get the computer. Is Barbara Bush still alive? I'm almost positive she is, because I think, that she went. She's isn't there a specific phrase when they do a parade for the burial of a president? They did like Lincoln was the most.
No, Barbara Bush was First Lady of the United States.
Yeah,
from 1989 to 1993.
Yeah. If you're on Wiki, it should just say from to. On Wikipedia.
Died April 17th, 2018.
Oh shit! So she just I feel this.
Yeah.
You know what? Holy fuck! I just remember now that I remember that now. That's right. I remember that now. Okay. I mean, sorry, but how old was she then? April 19th.
17th.
No, but I'm sorry. What was her birth date?
June 8th, 1925. 1925.
That's yeah. That's not as I think George was older, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. That's what it was like back then. You needed to be like 15 years older than your wife.
Alec Baldwin doesn't hem and haw. I'm getting there. Where was I going? Remember? So we're talking about people who can speak
Yeah.
and not do what we're doing right now, and shows where they're just knowing their facts about what they're talking about, and they've practiced so many times. That's where I don't know. I lost it. It's gone. It doesn't matter.
I gotta stop clearing my throat.
Yeah.
It's that jewel.
It's that
Stupid.
It's that
stupid thing.
No, wait. No, Q-tip was something different. Clearing my throat. What the? Let me clear my...
what the hell? It's Saber's.
No.
I can't remember. It's really upsetting
the
me.
song, right?
I know exactly this.
Google the... You have the... That's why you have the computer now.
I'm not even thinking about it.
That's why
right
you
now.
have the computer now. We don't have Jamie, all right? Jamie's not here. We've got you. Use the computer.
Shit. djkool.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, djkool. Let me clear my throat.
Wow. I'm appalled at myself that I have my computer right in front of me and it never crossed. I can't even talk right now.
That's funny that you say that. Your computer's in front of you and it didn't even occur to you to use it for why you even have it.
Yeah.
But when you're in a conversation with a person and you'll go, what was that fucking thing? You'll pull your phone out and immediately begin to Google what it is. At least most people I encounter
Computers
myself.
are becoming obsolete and I don't like it.
No, I love my computer.
I love my
MacBook Pro is awesome. I also wish it was 8 years newer and didn't have that stupid USB-C Thunderbolt 12 or whatever the fuck's on it.
Thunderbolt 12.
Dude, it's so annoying.
Sounds like a car from like a...
Right. It's the all-new electric car from Chevy. It's the Thunderbolt 12. Everybody, welcome back to the Apartment 83 podcast. How's everybody doing? We are 2 weeks, T-minus 2 weeks from Christmas Eve. And I pulled all my Christmas decorations up today to start. And this is definitely how this is going to start. We're just going to start with the music, go into the conversation, and we're going to start here.
We didn't begin?
Oh no, we began. The whole thing. It's all going in. There's no editing this shit out. This is all comedy gold. So I took out my trees. I actually realized I have trees, plural. I have two. I have a smaller one, so that's going to be in the video. And the bigger one's going to go in the living room. And I don't know if I'm going to put decorations on this one because my kid's 20 months old and I don't want him to eat, Christmas bulb glass.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of those. Actually, I only have about 4 of them, but, kids.
Christmas bulb.
A Christmas, like a Christmas ornament tree bulb glass.
One
Is
time.
that the whole fucking thing? That sounds like a lot.
One time. Can I name names on here? Am I allowed to do that?
That's at your discretion.
Well...
As long as it's not slanderous and going to get us in trouble.
Slanderous.
Okay. All right.
Freddie Samato.
Okay.
One time picked up of age, Fred. Remember this? You picked up the
Crystal Skull vodka?
A crystal something.
Crystal Skull vodka?
No, I'm losing my train of
Crystal
thought.
ball?
It was a Christmas ornament. Yeah.
Christmas, okay.
And he
wow,
was just...
never mind. I really thought I had you. The way he's holding his hand.
Yeah.
So you ever see anybody make fun of Hamlet where he's holding the skull and it's like, "Dear Horatio, I knew you," or whatever that line is?
Kalima.
That's literally how he was holding that. So he said crystal, and I immediately went to Crystal Skull vodka, and I don't know why.
I went to Indiana Jones.
Dan Aykroyd. Love that episode of South Park where they say that they're crying because they're watching the movie and they're raping literally George Lucas.
Oh yeah, dude!
And Steven Spielberg are literally raping. They're not raping Harrison Ford. They're raping Indiana Jones. It was so fun because I agree with it completely. If you want to clean stuff up, that's fine. Like the way that when they cleaned up the film and stuff looked great, but you didn't need to add all these extra explosions and shit. And the cutscenes are like they literally were unnecessary. And I'm not even a purist where it's like, you can't fuck with that. It's the thing. You can't. That's not even me. What I'm saying is you didn't need. They were superfluous. It didn't need to happen. The first movies were perfectly directed and cut together in the first place. That's why it's like the highest grossing series of movies ever in history.
Yes, but think about this. Like I remember as a kid getting the director's cut Saving Private Ryan VHS.
Okay.
Right? That shit was awesome. It came with 2 tapes, dude.
Well, that's long as shit.
And yeah, it had the movie and it had like the deleted scenes and it's like a special cut.
Wow,
and
that's before they started putting DVDs
it
out
was-
where they had that shit
it
on
was
a VHS.
Awesome,
That's
dude.
fucking
I got it
crazy.
from Santa Claus, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
And
Real gangster shit.
so I just remember watching
Real
it
Santas all day. One
over
gun.
and over.
Sorry.
Santa Claus, baby.
Kevin Hart. I'm going to have to add Kevin Hart.
Let me clear my throat. So I'm watching this, and it's Steven Spielberg like had like these special. I don't know why I said special, but like these clips of movies, war movies that he made when he was a kid, and it was so awesome. Like they would like set up like catapults. Do you know what I mean? Like they'd put like a piece of wood and something on the like, how do I explain? They make like a teeter totter.
Right, I was going to say
Yeah.
basically like making a makeshift teeter totter, but to use it just as a catapult.
Yeah, but they would put like debris on it, and they would make it look like a bomb went off, and they'd run by it and step on it, and it would explode.
Where was this?
On the VHS tape? Like
Oh,
these
okay,
are films that
Yeah.
Spielberg made when he was a kid, like with his friends and shit like
Oh,
that.
okay, no, you're not talking. You don't mean. Okay, it wasn't actually Saving Private Ryan you're talking about.
It was,
It was a movie that he made when he was a kid.
but on the special director's VHS.
Right, so that's where you saw it.
Yeah.
He was okay. I'm imagining them using that in Saving Private Ryan, which if it looked as real as it looked, like that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was like a young Spielberg doing it as a kid, that's even fucking more ingenious.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
So my thing is like even with George Lucas, they went from like these like toys and shit, and like using like their ingenuity and trying to figure out how to make things look real.
Yeah. Oh,
to
yeah,
the
for
point.
sure. Yeah. Shooting a miniature and stuff.
Yeah.
absolutely.
But now those dudes went from like, think about it, like making those catapults to being able to add all of that shit. Their mind is probably so blown away.
Which I guess, right? So there is no limit. There is no because money is not an object when you're talking about those two guys.
Yeah.
There's no limit to what you can create, what you can imagine, and have them do. The thing is that if they were able to execute their actual vision in their brain onto the screen, it'd be obviously a completely different thing than some, probably 24 digital animators going, well, how do we make this look like a thing? And then he has to go, all right, well, it's been 7 months, so I guess I have to say okay to this, even though it's not what, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
certain movies, when you look at the digital effects, it's, what was that? What was the first Hobbit? The Hobbit, I think. Not so. After Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit movie,
Yeah.
where they're in the caves fighting the giant troll. I'm like, that looks so fucking fake, dude. That looks so terrible. And that was a giant blockbuster fucking film.
yeah, but they finally get to use their mind. Do you know what I mean? They can,
Right. No, I know what you're saying. I'm
That's
just
what
saying,
upsets me about the.
what I'm saying. The limitation for me is that their mind is only limited by what the people are who are interpreting what their mind wanted can do.
It's kind of nuts. And like the whole Star Wars flicks, people are like pissed about episodes like 1, 2, and 3, and like.
I'm not pissed about it, but they're garbage.
But that's what I mean. Like we finally got to see what
The
George
thing is,
Lucas
the
was seeing.
storyline arc, I don't think is terrible. I don't think the story arc's terrible at all. I really don't. If you look at all three, if you look at the arc that brings us to 4, 5, and 6, I'm like, okay, I could see that. Just the execution on making the films just really dropped the fucking ball. And Abrams, I
guess.
really like his shit, but dude, 7, it was just a fucking damn near carbon copy, updated, 40 years later
of New Hope.
of New Hope.
Yeah.
You're going to do the same thing and just make it
Yeah.
a bigger planet? Dude, come on. You are a genius when it comes to this shit. Think outside the box. Where were we going? Well, okay, hashtag at Star Wars. Okay, so you're saying South Park making fun of Indiana Jones.
Yes.
We're getting back.
The VHS tapes.
VHS tapes. No. It's in the same neighborhood, but it's not where we were. Why were we talking about?
Because of the effects and how they add too much into movies.
No, that came afterwards. We got into that. Yes, no. You're right. Right. Redoing the remastering of stuff. How do we get into that?
Indiana Jones being raped by...
No, but that was after. That came after because we were talking about when I said Owen and Lucas and them, they redid it and added the extra scenes and stuff and they weren't necessary back from there.
I don't remember.
God damn it. Jamie, pull that up.
Barbara Bush?
Yeah. Somewhere from Barbara Bush to Indiana Jones getting raped. Hey guys, we're referencing stuff here today, as we often do. We're going to be wrong a lot of the time. Even when we Google shit, still going to be wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
I just realized I said the R word. Well, there's a few of them, apparently. That particular one, I've said it a number of times. I'm not suggesting that I advocate for this whatsoever.
South Park already touched on that.
Many, many times.
I think they had a very good point.
I feel shittily, and I'm angry at myself for feeling this way. I feel compelled to be hyper aware, or at least pseudo hyper aware, or partly aware of the sensitivity, mostly from the left. And I'll say that without hesitation. I'm very left leaning on most things. It again, just happens to be not because Joe Rogan is, but that he is. Just very similar. He said this, but he goes, but I get called out by groups on the left for being right all the time. It's like, well, yeah, we don't agree on a lot of shit, but I'm pretty liberal on things, on most things.
Yeah.
So while I don't want to upset anyone, and I know too many. One is too many, but I know far more than that people who have had, sexual assault encounters and stuff. And every time I will talk about it, just in a conversation, not leaning either way, just kind of like either factual or it was a story I read or whatever. I still go, somebody around me. And that's fucked up that I have to think about that. That's even a thing to have to consider. Somebody around me, somebody within 20 yards of me has a story where that happened to them.
Yeah.
If you're with 100 people and half of them are women, this might be real high. I hesitate. I would say half the half. I'd say 25% of 100 people in their lifetime, mostly women, have had some kind of an assault on them.
Yeah, totally.
And that's disgusting.
That's why
but then
considering it's like really unfortunate with age, but I think women should carry guns. I don't know what else to say. I mean, we were talking about this. My daughter, with my daughter, and like, dudes are the worst, and with the
dudes are terrible.
The testosterone together when gay dudes are together, like that's mind blowing. There's got to be domestic abuse, as we were talking about before. Like it's just kind of. I think women should carry guns, just because men are insane. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I
know I could speak for myself and you. Like,
I think that
we differ from these.
I think, and I'm not speaking for it. This is just a singular observation of myself of the Me Too movement, and it's not that part of their position. It's not that they should have to carry weapons to fend off would-be attackers, but that people men, aggressors, but men, would know not to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's more of a long game. I feel like it should happen as soon as possible, but you're trying to change culture drastically. And I think that we're in a time now where when we have social media, and just in the last 10 years, in the last 5 years, what social media has changed to be, it has changed the scape of the way human beings interact with themselves. At least in the in the first world where everybody
you gotta watch Ready Player One.
And I will watch that. Maybe I'll watch it tonight after baby goes to bed.
Do it.
I just trying to. I'm hemming and hawing. I'm trying to think about. It's hard to articulate how it is that I feel, because as a father of a daughter who's in college, like she's a safe kid, and she's smart and she's somewhat kind of sort of streetwise. Like every moment of my day is just it used to be. I try not to anymore because 99.9% of the time, with 7.5 billion people on this planet, as high as those numbers are, where people are transgressed upon, a lot of them aren't. And I just, you got to kind of, you can't worry about everything all the time, or you'll be insane.
Yeah.
And so I concern myself with it for sure. And my daughter even talked with me, I want to say like this summer, she had been talking with either her friends or her mom or both about wanting to take some self-defense classes.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. And I said, go Krav Maga. Like, that's the thing. Go Krav for
fucking knee a dude in the balls. That's all that matters.
Just go Krav Maga.
Couple, 3,
Seriously.
4, 5, 6 maybe.
And take the classes, and this might also get me heat. Probably not. Take the classes from a woman teaching the classes who is like, a fifth level judo black belt. Take them not from some guy who's going to tackle and grapple. Oh, wait. Hashtag tackle and grapple.
Hashtag.
And grapple.
You should, Paige, if you listen to this, you should definitely take those because
Paige, don't listen to this.
No, you should take the self-defense.
Take
the self-defense.
Listen to the advice. Don't listen to the show.
We are tired of wondering if there's going to be a fucking anaconda coming through.
Right, seriously. Know how to choke that bitch out.
Literally. You know what's really funny? Pun intended, as a father, both ways. The anaconda coming into the fucking crib, eating our child, and I don't want to get into it.
Yes, right. Also, right. No, okay. No,
get a gun.
It took me a second, and I get some ninja stars and learn some jujitsu. But yeah, that it's even a thing that they would have to do. I think that in general. And this is a position I've adapted since becoming such a diehard fan of Joe Rogan. I think that everyone should have some sort of self-defense teaching. They should have some sort of basis in self-defense because you can't trust everyone. Obviously, there are going to be some fucking lunatics out there. There's going to be a lot of lunatics out there. It's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
As this population of this world continues to increase, it's going to be fucking crazy.
I've said this before, and a friend of mine got a little bummed at me. I said we needed Thanos, and
so this is going to put me in a really bad light.
Why?
No. We'll get there.
We need Thanos?
I'm not targeting any individuals in particular. I am just saying that sometimes, and I'll agree, hashtag Bill Burr, sometimes you just need to thin out the herd.
We need Thanos.
He says it all the time. Now, again, he's a stand-up comic, very successful, he's a hilarious guy. I think he just did a new special recently. He filmed it. It's going to be out shortly. It's just thinning out the herd. There's just like he did. It was in his one. Where he was at the Tabernacle. He did it in black and white. He was talking.
Yeah,
I think so. We were talking about the cruise ships. And he goes, I just like if I won the.
I have to go back and brush up.
He goes, if I became president, I would just take submarines out into the Pacific. Or no, rather the like Gulf of Mexico, like to the Caribbean, which were still waters. And he goes, I would just look for cruise ships. He goes, and I come up on them. And if they saw me, if they let me know that they saw me, I'd let them go. But if they didn't, and he starts to go into this German accent talking about seeing it. And then he shoots a torpedo into a fucking cruise ship and kills 3,000 people because to him, that's a bullshit idea of a vacation or traveling. I didn't love it at first because I really like cruises, but I'm like, that's fucking funny.
That is really funny.
Thinning out the herd, Bill Burr. I just kind of feel like, and it's a very unpopular opinion. I'm not saying anyone has to agree with me. I'm sure someone's going to be upset. I don't think that all the people that exist need to exist. And for all I know, Tom, that might include me. I might be on that list. I'm not exempting myself from it. But what I'm saying is, when you look at the size of the population of the world and the limited resources we have and how fast we're burning through them, and the fact in a couple of weeks I'm probably going to be using an iPhone, which is made with basically slave labor, hashtag Apple, to record the video portion of this podcast that you and I love so much. It's not lost on me that I might be one of those people who are like, he does a fucking podcast out of his bedroom. Fuck this asshole, and I could be the guy that gets my throat slit. I could. I'm just.
And they'll say it's suicide. He cut his own throat. Hang on, you just reminded me of something.
Hashtag Apple. Hashtag cruelty free. No, then the
what
vegans
the heck,
will
man? I just want to see what happened to hashtag Instagram.
Oh,
it used to be so easy just to see the posts you like. Now I got to go into settings. It's so weird. Oh, and I forgot to like it. damn it.
I got to go back 12 years.
I'm never going to find it.
You don't even know what you were looking for.
I do know what I was looking for. It was a pastor. And it was a drummer musician thing. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about, he was like, I don't know why I thought about
this is a video?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
so it's not like just a meme that somebody made. It's a video of a person who really said a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just like kind of backing musicians. I thought it was sweet. But there was something that you said that reminded me of it. And now we're off topic. And I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. Dude, we're terrible today. You know what? I need more alpha brain. We're going to go
alpha brain? What the fuck is alpha brain?
Hang on. Brain.
Is that kombucha?
Onnit. Let's just also at Joe Rogan, because I'm an asshole. Alpha brain is a nootropic. A nootropic is a collection, I believe. Oh, fuck. I could be wrong on this as well. Herbs, but more like mushroom-based things, is plant-based items that are that have been through 2 placebo-controlled double-blind studies at the Boston Research something. I'm almost there. That are supposed to improve cognitive ability. It's supposed to give you a boost of energy mentally, where you become sharper, more acute. You're able to you're overclocking your processor. Basically, you're accessing things that you maybe didn't remember. It's the same way that people, like I said before, like a Bill O'Reilly or fuck that guy or Alec Baldwin, those guys, Ben Shapiro, those guys who can speak really fast and never fuck up. Like, it's supposed to kind of help with that. And I definitely, if you listen to this podcast, this episode, guys, sorry, episode 25, woohoo, Christmas 2 weeks. Bert Kreischer, World Body Shots tour right now. At Bert Kreischer. Hang on.
Alpha brain.
I'm getting there. Kreischer. I'm spelling it wrong, but I'll spell it right later. It's supposed to help with all those things and make you super sharp. And I got a 90-day supply a little while back. And I think the thing is, it's one of those things where it does better for you maybe when you take it consistently, is because it kind of builds up in your system. I felt like it did a pretty good job. Again, I just didn't take it consistently enough. So I'm going to take a crack at it again, because there were days that I had where I had taken it, and maybe if I hadn't had any food first or something, that it worked a little bit better, a little faster, and I noticed it. But yeah, alpha brain to increase your mental acuity and dexterity.
Alpha brain.
Joe Rogan.
Is it a drink? Do you eat it?
No, they're like little gel caps that are filled with ground up herbs. Not to be confused with edibles.
Like Alex Jones. And have you ever listened to Alex Jones?
I've heard Alex Jones stuff before.
When he's on his thing or his podcast.
Well, he doesn't have that anymore, but
and he goes
at least I don't. He does. I know he's not on YouTube, but he might still have his podcast.
I think he's got his website or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like in his ads talking about Metropolitan or whatever it is. And
I love how he switches right from some kind of crazy conspiracy theorist rant into, all right, and today we got hymns. It's for your hair. It makes it look better. I'm going way southern on it, but you know what I mean?
But the way he says Cabolitan, he's like, Metropolitan. It's so funny how he says it.
Metropolitan?
Like just the way he pronounces it.
I don't know what that word is.
It's like
it's a supplement of some kind or something?
Something weird. But it's hilarious, and I'm just like, huh.
I think it's Rogan that actually does one of the best impressions of him, because it sounds just like him, and because he's friends with him, he knows how he sounds and how he speaks, and when he'll go into his impression of him, and again, it's always on the podcast. It's like, oh, you saw Alex in here. It's like, yeah, everything's fucking crazy. The world's on fire. Like he does such a good job. The world's on fire. It's so great. Definitely. I don't know, man.
Dude, have you? Go ahead.
No. You.
I was about to say, you know what I've been like on YouTube lately is watching people give tours of their saltwater fish tanks. It's fucking awesome. Like,
what like ballers with like a shitload of money?
No, just like
it's like some dude's got a 10-gallon saltwater fish tank.
Yeah, like
Jesus Christ.
People like every day, like, but they hit like some people just grow the coral reef, and they'll have like little tiny fish that helps keep.
Damn.
It's like awesome, dude. Like
that's cool.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
And they're beautiful too. And like sometimes they have like these crazy saltwater fish and like all those like the Nemo fish, and it's just
yeah.
The water has to be nice and like tropical, and it's just like. The dude
it's like it's a challenge to somebody with OCD, because keeping a tropical tank. No, I'm good. You're right. Keeping a tropical tank at the proper temperature can be difficult, especially say in a climate like Buffalo, where throughout the year it is up and it is down. It gets to, mid 90s and it'll get to, below 20.
It's so sick. Like,
that's a lot of dedication. I just hope nobody's buying any blue tangs. That's fucked up.
What's a blue tang?
Dory.
Oh, yeah, they do.
I know they do. The point is that they cannot be bred in captivity.
Oh, shit.
They can't. They're just like sharks can't be kept in captivity. Like great whites, they will die. Like they can't mate in captivity. So anytime you see one, it's been brought from the ocean.
Wow.
And the thing that messes with me a little bit, as anybody who knows me knows, I'm a Disney fanatic. When you go to that,
I'm watching Finding Nemo when I get home.
Dude, I think Finding Dory might still be on there too. I really liked that movie. I watched it a bunch of times and I liked it more and more each time.
Finding Dory?
Finding Dory.
I've only actually seen it twice.
Okay.
So I think
the first time I saw it in the theater, I'm like, oh, that was so good. I mean, it wasn't Nemo, but now I watch it again and again. I'm like, no, it really is fucking good.
Ellen DeGeneres is the fucking
She's
woman.
amazing.
I love Ellen.
Hashtag Ellen. God damn.
You know what, Ellen DeGeneres? You are the fucking woman. You and Oprah. Like, I remember being like a kid and like just Oprah was like a part of the family. It was on TV.
Yeah, all the
like,
time.
Just like, oh, Oprah, hey, baby.
She had her show for over 20 years, right? And I remember when it was the 10-year anniversary of the show because Paul Simon wrote a song. He wrote a song that was the theme music for like that whole season.
Harpo.
Paul Simon, Oprah.
But Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah. Ellen's fantastic. She's such an incredible humanitarian. And do you see that shit? So when she went to Africa on vacation a few months back, like during the summer, did you see this? Her and Portia went, and her wife Portia de Rossi, and they went on this tour, and they went as like for a trip for a vacation, like 2 weeks, but it was a humanitarian mission as well. Like they went and like did stuff and helped people out and whatever. And she's dressed in what I would consider, for somebody from America who has the funds to go and do this kind of thing, in respectable, African warrior safariing garb. And she took a picture with a bunch of these little local kids, these little black kids, Africans, and and they were just dressed however they're dressed, like maybe probably tattered shorts and t-shirts or something, or whatever they were wearing. There's like, that's just what they fucking wear because that's what they have. And so many people, and I don't remember which side it was on. I want to say it was the extreme left, was giving her shit, saying that she was taking these opportunistic pictures to further her career and her Instagram account and get clicks and likes and views because she was taking pictures, dressed somewhat affluently, I guess, next to these kids. And she's like, no, she's a fucking amazing human being who's taking pictures with these kids because that's what she's wearing and that's what they're wearing. And these kids are great. And these kids go, oh, it's fucking Ellen. She didn't go, I'm going to do a photo op. She's not Hillary Clinton. I'm going to do a photo op with these little kids and they don't know who I am. Sorry.
No, it's just people will exploit anything just to fucking...
No, people get upset.
She would have done it anyways, do you know what I mean? Regardless of the technology that she was able to do it. She was probably...
It would have been a Polaroid and go, here, you guys keep this, remember me. It's Ellen, heart. Like, dude, people... and it's only recently.
Oh, I love Ellen DeGeneres. She is so funny too.
Oh my god, dude, her stand-up was great. Her stand-up specials were so good, and
that is hilarious.
I wish that she had the time to do a new one. I know she's really busy with her show, but
I wonder if she smokes pot.
I don't know. Shows in where's their show? Chicago, also
somewhere,
just like Oprah was, or is she in LA? I think she. No,
this is gonna sound really weird and stupid of me, but
I don't really know.
I feel like she doesn't. I don't know why.
No, I don't think that she does. I think that she's just fucking cool.
Yeah.
She's just a real cool, chill, like really super thoughtful, caring human being.
Crazy ass white shoes all the time. Every time she's got some,
and for somebody to hate her for being such a, awesome person, it's like, well then, sorry, not sorry. That makes you a piece of shit. If you have a legit story, like, yeah, one day it's like in the early 90s when she was starting out her comedy career, and you know what? Now I'm not even going to post a scenario because someone's going to take this out of context. Never mind. Fuck you guys. If you don't like Ellen, fuck you.
I want to know what you're going to say.
Nope. Doesn't matter.
Son of a bitch. I want to know.
Matter. It's all right. Doesn't matter because it's something that would, whether it would or it wouldn't, in my heart of hearts, I know it would never happen. So it's a transgression.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it was a complete hypothetical scenario that definitely would have been taken out of context by somebody somewhere because everybody wants to get outraged by something.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing bumper stickers a few years back that said, "If you're not outraged, you're not paying attention." I'm like, you know what? Yeah. What the fuck? There's a lot to be outraged about. I'm like, I guess there is. And there's some positive to that, but that has swung so far in one fucking, well, actually both directions that people are just getting outraged about bullshit all the time. You know, I don't agree with most of what Ben Shapiro says, but I respect the guy because he's smart as fuck and he's a great speaker. He's an incredible orator and he is a great debater.
Oh, yeah.
When a university, under the pressure of their student body, you're in your early 20s, you don't know anything. You know how I know that? Because I was there and I didn't fucking know anything. The student body pressure was so great that the administration would cancel his appearances, citing that what he espouses is hate speech, even though they had contracted with him to do the show in the first place and were going to pay him a sum of money as they do all of their visitors, because that's what colleges do. Mm-hmm. Anyone who comes to speak. You were silencing free speech. Again, I might not agree with anything that dude says, but he has his right to say it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know that there's laws against hate speech in this country, and while in essence I agree with them because hate speech is disgusting, at the same time you're bordering on having an issue where you are eliminating or compromising the freedom of speech, the biggest part, the first fucking part of our whole goddamn thing that makes this country great. The one thing that, even in places that, you know, in Europe where they are Western civilizations and they are developed and they have presidents and prime ministers and stuff, there still are places where they have blockages and shit. There's things that you can't say. I mean, yeah, I can't say I'm gonna
yeah, because they'll get killed.
Right. They'll show up knocking at your door.
Yeah.
Which I understand because you have to take everything that anytime it's said, it might or might not be a threat. It could be valid, and I'm just making this joke, blah, blah. I'm not saying that. It's not what I'm doing. Swear to God. I'm not, but that's the thing. I get that. But everything else, when you take somebody who's a person, and whether you agree with him or not, he is an intellectual. Him, Sam Harris, Jordan Peterson. That guy, I really like that guy. And honestly, not a big fan of Canada. But Jordan Peterson he's
not a big fan of Canada.
I have my beef with Canada. I've been over it before. It's not their fault that they are how they are, and that I'm how I am.
They got that legal weed.
They do. I don't know where they are with that. Let's not shoot off onto that today. We can save that for next week.
Fair enough.
But you know, I got my beef with Canada, but
yeah, every beef.
My beef. Sorry, I was burping. Indigestion. But we have that freedom of speech here, and for the most part, it's protected. And if you start Jordan Peterson, right? If you start trying to ban people like him or like Ben Shapiro or like Sam Harris from talking, that's a problem because you're saying that you're not willing to have a conversation. Even if your ideals are 180 from that dude or that person, that woman, whoever, if they're 180 from that, you need to be willing to have a conversation. And you might not come to an agreement at all. You might not even sway yourself or sway that person the other way, but you need to have a conversation. That's what the best part of freedom of speech is about, is that we should be able to have conversations and talk things out and think things through and see a person's perspective and their point. And you still might not agree with them at the end, but you had that talk and you respected each other enough as fucking people to do it. And that's where I worry about when you start saying these guys can't come. And I know I sound like I'm grandstanding here. And a lot of this is just me regurgitating Rogan. And again, I agree with that dude on a lot of shit. You can't do that. Because it's just the next step toward government level censorship.
Yep.
And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold has a podcast.
Stone Cold plays guitar.
He does,
right?
I think so. I think he plays guitar. I've seen him. Well,
can we tag Stone Cold?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Holy cow! Stone Cold playing guitar is the coolest thing. Well, there was
that. You said that, and I thought about the one WWE. I think it was a Raw where The Rock came out and he had a guitar and he was playing a song. At The Rock. Okay. But yeah, I immediately pictured that. But I think there was definitely one where Stone Cold came out and played. Like, he had an acoustic. I don't think he actually played. But he might actually play, for all I know. I don't know.
There's when when I was a kid, there was a skit, and he was talking about how he couldn't. He's like, but you didn't feel it. Did you feel it? And he goes, give me the guitar. And he takes the guitar from the dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, hang on, I might be a little stiff. My fingers have been wrapped around this 12-ounce can of beer for a second. Hang on. And he finishes it, and he's like, hang on. And then all of a sudden, it's like, it's just like Stone Cold ripping on the
shredding.
That's what I mean. I wonder if he's like, no, did you feel that? And then like that's
this was a promo?
Yes, I think so. You know what? I haven't.
See if you can YouTube it. I bet you if it's anywhere, it's YouTube.
Stone Cold, did you?
No, Stone Cold shredding. Or playing guitar or something like that. Either one of those.
Hang on.
Who would ever in a million years thought to put an acoustic guitar in a guitar stand right here in the studio?
Well, I won't do that again.
Yeah, well, I was smelled that guitar. Hey, you can't, you can't get all sad about this thing. That's the way things go, you know. Hey, you know, it happens in the studio all the time. Give me that stupid electric guitar and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, now I'm not real warm.
Once we're streaming on YouTube, we won't be able to do this. We'll get pulled.
But anyway, here's basically what I'm looking for. So just kind of listen to this and check it out. Here we go.
There's no way that's him.
That's rough.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, that's heavy. That's what I want. I want rock and roll. I want energy. I want aggression. I want violence. But let me ask you something.
I can't imagine this is true.
I believe it.
I know you heard it.
But did you feel
But
it?
did you feel it? because you feel a great musician. You don't just hear him, you feel him. Did you feel what I just gave you?
I felt something.
Okay, well, give it to me back and let me
Okay,
see.
here we go. So tell me, this is what you're looking for.
You're trying to insult my intelligence?
No,
That ain't even close to what I just played. Would you try it one more time, please?
Okay.
No. I'll go you one better. Pretty, please. Would you please try it again?
Yo, he's so good.
This time.
They don't just stretch it. I mean, push this on that.
Was this the other guy then?
I think this is Cold, baby.
Now you're starting to get it.
Okay.
No, that was the other
Round of
guy.
applause.
Okay. Thanks for the guy.
That's pretty funny. It was just a static picture of Stone Cold in the ring, so there's no way to know whether or not that's a legit thing. And it sounded like a sketch, but it was still pretty funny.
It's hilarious. I remember I had that as a kid when.
It'd be so much more impressive and funny if it was actually him and
Yeah.
it was a video of him and he just picks up like a fucking Ibanez. He just starts shredding.
I honestly picture the guitar as red.
Yeah, like
It's
a
really
red Ibanez something or other.
Something like that. Why are there boobs on YouTube right now? I'm looking at boobs on YouTube. Look.
Boob tube?
Look.
Where?
Right here.
Oh, what is that? Is she wearing pasties? I think you can do it if there's wearing pasties. I don't even know. Are those English words?
Those are boobs.
Disco funk? No, but what's the thing?
Oh, no, they're blurred.
Yeah, there you go.
No, they're there, though, but they're blurred.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Isn't it crazy? And Rogan brought this up on Strange Times, his most recent special. Isn't it crazy that, like, with women, you can, like, see part of a sex organ? When I'm talking about, like, boobs? It's just like, you know, he's like, Megyn Kelly's there, and what I can only describe as a vagina curtain. It's the Dorito-sized piece of cloth that's real thin. You know, not like those curtains in Vegas, but like the curtain that hangs over your grandma's sink. It just is always blowing in the breeze. You can always see the yard.
Yeah.
It's just like, and he goes, it's like she's just got this cleavage here. It's just a little side tit. It's just little, you know. And he goes, it's so fucking funny. And he's like, he goes, do you think that would work if we had like just a window on our pants? It's just it's a little side shaft, bro. It's a side shaft and
Oh
side
my
tit.
God.
It's no big deal. It's no
like
big deal.
that,
I'm not a pervert. I'm not showing my dick in my
The South Park
my
episode
dick.
when he wants a marijuana card, so he puts his balls in the fucking microwave.
Yeah.
And everybody wants the balls.
Did you see the one where the kids were playing magic and he thought it was cock magic because they were facing Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
So there's an episode where the boys get involved in a Magic the Gathering ring where the Magic Gathering is actually played by cocks, by roosters. So like a chicken fighting, right? Like
Okay.
so rooster fights, cock fights. They ended up getting a cock to I guess just like saying the word to play against these other people in like these underground rings where they were like there was a little shitload of money on the line, and Randy hears cock magic. And apparently he used to do a thing.
Oh, you know what? I did see this
Yes,
fucking
you did see that
episode.
And he's
Oh
just sitting
my
there,
God.
like he's got like a handkerchief over it, and it's like bloop bloop bloop, like it's moving
And does
around.
he start giving classes?
Yeah.
Oh my
He
God.
tries to like. Did he kind of try to put together like a concert or something where he was like going on tour? I don't.
You want to know
remember.
what's really funny too? Is I remember that's another episode a long time ago. I ended up making my mom watch it, but not realizing that was what the episode was about to be about.
Right.
And she's like, every time I give this fucking show a chance, they go.
That's all. It's all it's ever about.
Whatever.
It's the best though. That show. God, that show's phenomenal. I don't.
Those dudes are. I will never not love those dudes and Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah. I think she's probably cool with them.
You think?
I would think. You know what I mean? Like people of that level, they've met each other probably. They probably know each other. I see all the time, like on Twitter, it's like Ellen and therock follow blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But they follow thousands of people, and a lot of times they have people who handle their media accounts for them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess it depends on the person, the individual. There are some people like high level celebrities who specifically they maybe give extra access to somebody to like, they have an assistant or whatever. It's like, all right, we just did this video shoot. I just shot everything over to you. I need you to cut this all together and put it out for me.
Yeah.
Make it look like it's me. I'm thinking specifically of at For Real kevinhart.
But side note.
See, now that's beautiful.
It's awesome.
Saltwater tanks. I remember, I want to say I was probably like 17, 18, 19 maybe. And I'm making a little money, living at home for free and making a little money at the movie theater. And I decided to go, I think I went to Walmart and bought a 10-gallon fish tank. And then I would get home late from the movie theater and I would just go, all right, this night I'm going to, put the water in it. And then this night I'm going to put the gravel in it. And then now this night, because Walmart's open 24/7, I just go, I'm going to go buy some fish tonight. And I just bought some fish, and it never went well. I felt bad. I tried. I didn't really do any research. It's pre-Google, so I didn't know how to go, oh, why is this guy covered in mold or whatever?
My buddy Austin does it.
But I really liked it, though. It was something, again, that singleness of purpose, that focus that the OCD people have, where it's like, I got to do this.
Yeah.
This is my thing.
What happened? It didn't go well.
It's like, oh, I rebuild vacuum cleaners. So I'm like, all right, man, that's fucking cool.
Did they? What happened to your tanks? I'm sorry to ask. You sound like you're really upset about it.
They didn't go well. I would try. You know what I think part of the problem was? And in retrospect, I mean, in hindsight, I wouldn't have even known to know this, and I didn't even think to ask it. Rather than like aquarium stone, I put like driveway gravel in the water. They were freshwater fish. They were regular old like goldfish and shit, right?
Yeah.
Like the really pretty ones with the big fanny tail and the huge eyeballs and fish like that. It
Yeah.
wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't saltwater. I wasn't mixing, species like nuts. I had the snail situation going on, right, to try to clean stuff. I got them like the filter and all that. They lasted a while, just not super successful. And I still feel like using like the driveway gravel was probably
bad idea.
Probably what did him in.
But look at the dory fish, dude.
Oh yeah, they're so pretty.
I want a saltwater tank so bad. They're so sick.
Yeah, they're crazy expensive though.
It'd be
The
like,
upkeep is and the cleaning. A lot of people will actually just hire people who locally will clean fish tanks professionally.
Yeah.
To come do it, because some of those larger ones, like at I think don't they have a big one at Salvatore's? I think there's a restaurant that I saw they had a huge tank or two in maybe. And they definitely have like a cleaning crew that comes through and like
so
cleans those
awesome.
tanks for them.
I would clean it. I would do all kinds of shit. It would be my
Right, because you're not. Oh, it's like it's a nice restaurant. Let's put a fish tank in. You guys fucking handle it. It's like that's your passion.
I would
like,
do. It'd
yeah.
be my own like reminder like of where I would love to be.
So Tom's gonna keep doing drumming videos,
Tropical.
and then he's gonna start. Dude, just do that.
What?
Start doing videos. Put them out on Twitch. At the podcast.
At the podcast.
And just start going through the process of building your saltwater tank. Do a 10 gallon saltwater tank.
Oh, it's kind of scary.
What's scary about it?
I don't
Here's
want
what
it
you
to
do.
die.
Here's what you do first. You do all the research. You buy incrementally, and it'll take you a little while. Buy all the things.
Oh, see, now you're gonna send me down a whole fucking
Get the tank
rabbit
set up
hole
and make sure the
now
water's perfect.
I'm like, I could build a motorcycle.
And once the water's build a motor. It's way more calming and chill to fucking build a fish tank. I feel like
I don't know.
you're into motorcycles. I don't know.
I would love to ride a motorcycle.
I would love to know how to ride a motorcycle. Like I'd love to know how to drive stick. Like it feel like if I'm ever in a Bond-esque situation and I need to jump into a vehicle I've never driven before, that I would know how to drive.
Yeah, but I'm sorry to backtrack, but I think I kind of do want to do a fish tank.
Dude,
So
you're not backtracking. You're bringing it back. That's not a problem. Dude, I think that would be great. You could do a 10-gallon tank for probably relatively inexpensive. The fish is really where the money's at.
Yeah.
That's the most expensive part. And with Amazon Prime, dude, gravel's like $10 a bag or some shit. You just put it
there
together.
are pet stores left and right around here too.
Are there?
Yeah,
Oh.
there's the Pet Supplies, and then there's the Pet
yeah.
Smart.
Yeah. I'm not a, I
would
don't
love
have
a
pets, so I guess they're not on my
Saltwater fish
radar.
tank. That would be so awesome. Get some like a live coral reef in there. I'd be like but it's dangerous.
Do 2 tanks. Do one where you're building it just like to be a cool tank with fish in it, and then do one where you actually grow coral reef from nothing.
That would be kind of gnarly.
That'd be crazy.
It's just so sweet watching them build their own fucking ecosystem, and like they set it up the way they want. They're like, I'm gonna make it grow over here. I'm growing that one right here, and
Yeah.
then they get the fish and like it is so nasty. But it's like weird though. You have to like find fish that like balance out the ecosystem. Like if you get one fish, you got to get another fish, and then sometimes that fish eats the other fish, so you got to get another fish that relies on the other fish to eat the one fish. It's like so weird. So. Yeah.
It's the circle of life.
Right.
Sorry, buddy.
And then, I've gone down to the fucking YouTube rabbit hole, and there are dudes who, like, have ant farms, like, giant, huge ant
like
farms.
alien ant farms?
Yes. Alien ant farms, tag.
Alien ant farm?
But they have, like, they set up tubes and shit, like, around their house, and the ants just crawl all around the whole house through these tubes. It's kind of weird,
Feels
but
sketchy to me.
it was kind of
ants
nuts.
are ants, unless they're like those super bad biting ants, or like those crazy fire ants.
No, like, he had, like, normal ass, like, fucking...
Just like,
Yeah.
not even carpenter, but just like ants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just weird.
If
But
carpenter
nothing,
ants
it
in your house,
wasn't...
probably a bad idea.
It's not as sweet as the saltwater tanks. Not sweet at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Insect versus fish. Yo, so we had this debate at work yesterday. We're talking about difference between like whales, sharks, fish, and like what their category was. And I said like, well, a shark's not a mammal, even though it gives live birth, but it's also not a fish either. That's the in between. And then you have fish, which are just fish, and then you have whales, orcas, and dolphins, which are all mammals. And one of the things was like, well, because they give live birth. And then from Marty he's like, yeah, but so do sharks. I'm like, shit. All right. And he goes, what do whales like breastfeed because they're mammals? He said, what? You ever seen a tit on a whale? And I'm like, no, I haven't seen that. But I'm curious as to how that works. And one of the girls Googled it, and with blue whales specifically, after the calf is born, they'll hover underneath the mother really closely, and the mom will, from her boobs, of which each one weighs about as much as a baby elephant, they will eject the milk into the water, and the baby just kind of scoops it up in their baleen and filters it through.
Wow.
So they don't breastfeed in the way that we think about it, but they do. So I'm like, holy
Super
shit.
weird.
Yeah, it was crazy. So we had this debate, and thank you to Google, I now know that bread is the most popular food item. Hashtag how I met your mother.
Bread is the most popular food item.
They were talking about how everybody's always got phones and they'll just look stuff up right away. So their conversations when they're hanging out at the bar is like, oh, I wonder what's the most popular food in the world. And they'll just look it up and go, oh, it's bread. But before that, they're just like, before phones, they're like, oh, you know what it is? Dude, it's salsa. No, fuck that. It's got to be pizza. Pizza's the best. And they had a conversation,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And now today, we
You
get the answer.
reminded me.
We get the answer, but we fucking go.
I want pizza tonight. I'm going to order some pizza.
Shit. I wonder what my parents are doing for dinner.
Pizza.
They got the baby, so that's what I'll be eating.
Pizza.
Damn, now I want pizza. I'm going to text my mom. We having pizza? Well, we know we just had it Saturday, though. I could eat pizza almost every day, though.
I love pizza.
Dude, I fucking love pizza.
Pizza.
So we got 2 weeks till Christmas. Let me ask you this, because you got the 2 girls. How do you, other than asking them, because they're 5 and 7, so they can speak, how do you figure out what to get them? Or do you just wait for them? Because when I was a kid, the Hills catalog would come in the fucking mail.
Yeah, and everything
and you
would
were
be circled.
with the newspaper, rather, and you would just circle, you would circle the shit, and you go and and the brand names, this is probably you might have been too young to remember. Brand names.
No, I did it.
You remember brand names? Brand names.
I remember brand names.
Let me hang on. Hills, brand.
There was another one.
Names. Catalog would come, and you just go, you circle or just tear out a whole page and go here. Like, that's how you did it. And after they kind of faded off, then it was the Toys R Us catalog.
And the Kmart, and then the Target, and then the Ames. I
Ames!
remember, bro. I remember going to Ames. It used to be.
Ames. Was there one over here?
Yeah, where was that Ames? It was where the BJ's was and stuff like that. Remember that?
Oh, dude, we're in the city proper. We're nowhere near a BJ.
But that's what I mean. Like,
oh, you
in
mean
Tonawanda.
Amherst, Tonawanda. Yeah, Sheridan and
Ames. Oh, the green. That's so nuts,
dude. There was Ames.
Wow.
Hills is where the toys are. Ames, Toys. So yeah, so there was all that shit. But that's how we did it. And then commercials left and right.
What's really funny is I kind of brought that over to CC and AV, like,
because they still, like, those companies still print those catalogs. The Target catalog comes in the mail 3 times before Christmas.
We do it. Like, they sit there and circle the things, and CC is always talking to like what she wants, and like you kind of, I don't know. I just figured it out. Like, she's always talking about Barbie shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, classic kid.
So
I mean, for me, and the reason I ask is because, like, there's such a disparity in the age.
Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say for you, though, it's different with Nick Jr.
Yeah,
because now you can relate a little bit. You can be like, oh shit, look at these fucking G.I. Joe toys that I grew up on. I'm gonna buy these for him too. Oh, okay.
Let me dip into this. So with Paige, it's like, oh well, shit, girl, what do you want? I don't know. Cool. All right. Well, make sure you tell your grandmother because she's texting me every 5 seconds about it. And I think, all right, what can I get her that'd be great? And I've gotten her what I feel are some pretty great gifts over the past decade or so.
No doubt.
You know, gaming systems that she really wanted, or like a couple years ago, she's like, I think I want a ukulele. Sarah plays one. And so I'm like, all right, cool. And I got her like a really nice ukulele, a couple books and stuff. I'm like, that's a clutch gift. That really came in. She didn't expect it. You know, it was really nice to get. Now it's like, she got a record player last year. I'm sorry, turntable, whatever. Because she's getting into vinyl. I'm like, that's cool. And my brother's a bit into vinyl, more so than myself. So I'm like, cool. So I got her a record player and some records and shit. And this year I'm like, oh, I should get her some more records because she doesn't obviously have a record collection. I'm looking for specific stuff in small record stores around town, like not coming up with a lot. But so I said to her, what, I said, this might kind of ruin your gift a little bit, but what kind of music, might you like to have, on vinyl? And she goes, oh, well, I mean, the record player is actually at home because she's away at school. She's like an hour away. She's not that far. She comes home every weekend, but she goes, so I don't really have a chance to listen to it too much. I'm like, fuck, another one where I just gave you this great gift, and it's like, yeah. You're into this shit. I want to get this stuff for you. It's going to be great. She's like, oh, just kind of sits. They moved recently, so she's like, yeah, I don't have another shelf yet, so it's not up. And I'm like, God,
put it on the floor.
Come on. Back in the day, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, kids used to have those record players that put on the floor, plug in the headphones, and just listen to shit.
And they were scrutinized for it.
Right. And now they're the people who are leading the world.
True debt.
I
want a saltwater tank. I'm sorry.
He's
still on YouTube.
So I don't know what to get for her. With my son, you said the G.I. Joes and stuff. Yeah, not till we were like 5, 8, 10.
But still, so what?
He's not even 2. That kid, I could tape a roll of gift wrap shut and just let him tear it open all day, and he'd be fine with the paper tube inside.
Dude, even so, like, this is actually really funny that I'm bringing this up. When maybe I was 8 to 10, maybe, my aunt for Christmas one year didn't know what to get me, so what she did was she went to the dollar store and like the hardware section and like the craft section and like bought all of this crazy shit for me to like make, like glue, like staplers, and like just, I don't know how to explain it. Like it was just full of
That's like a Pinterest gift idea before Pinterest existed.
Yeah, it was
like, if you want to be really cool and not go with the typical toys, you can go to the dollar store and pick out all these craft supplies.
But it was just crazy. I had like this big ass box of like dollar store tools and like shit. Like I ended up using it, and I built scenes with my army guys. And
holy shit.
That's what I mean. That's how it was funny, because I got the idea from Steven Spielberg and those VHS
Dude, that's
tapes.
crazy. I thought my brother and I were innovative because we used to take the styrofoam packaging from the toys that we got and build them into forts that didn't exist.
That's still sweet too. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we like. Just,
By the way, you can't super glue styrofoam to styrofoam. It doesn't work. It just eats the styrofoam.
Really?
Yeah, and it didn't work. We used to try to like take two pieces, like two halves. Like we had, not Devastator. It was it was a GI Joe thing. It was like a 3-foot long tank thing of some kind with like nuclear missiles in it that had missiles that came out of the side of the fucking missiles. We just got rid of the shit. My dad got a box of toys 5 feet tall. He got rid of.
Oh
yeah, it was a lot of GI Joes and stuff.
Give
It was
to
like,
me.
God damn it. But like it was things like that. And we would take the styrofoam from those and actually like turn them into forts. And we would when we would go to like Red Lobster, and you'd get like a Shirley Temple, and then have the little sword that went through the cherry.
Yes!
And we'd take the swords home and put them in the hands of the GI Joes.
Yes, dude. Yes,
That's
even the
exactly
fucking
what it is.
umbrellas and
Yeah,
shit,
the
dude. Like,
umbrellas too.
dude, we had this. My grandmother had this fucking chandelier, and like it had these like hangy fake diamond things, right?
Yeah.
And I used to pretend to play my GI Joes inside of it, and I used to pretend the shiny things were like a fucking glass window, and I used to throw them through the thing. And, dude. Do you know what I mean? Like, those were like, no, it's just they go on Twitch and
I
there's
thought you were going to
games.
say that it was like, that they were valuable gems that were used to make some kind of death weapon. You're like, no, he threw that bitch out a window.
No, he got thrown. He got straight up thrown out a window, dude. It's so funny. Like that, it
Yo,
doesn't happen anymore.
Wallace.
Like I remember, like even with the Christmas tree and stuff, I used to pretend the Christmas tree was a giant spaceship.
Yeah.
and I used to like fly like my. Remember Connects?
Yeah.
And the Legos, I used to fly these spaceships that I made and like pretend like.
Dude,
it
I
was
just
like-
randomly thought of this morning. I was getting ready, and I thought about this time where I was probably 10, 11 years old, maybe. And my brother and I had a bunch of G.I. Joes and Transformers and GoBots. And we had this one GoBot that was doubled as a spaceship. It was a bigger one, so he was like one of the robots, right? But he also was a carrier for the other guys to take him further places. And I remember I'm playing in the living room. It's like in the evening, and I've got all my guys. I'm like, all right, dude, we got to get out of here. We got to take off. Close the door, and I start to go when I'm doing the thing. And my mom asked me a question. And while she's asking me this question, I nod yes to whatever it was and forgot why I was making the sound. So I went, all right, guys, the flood's over. And I took everybody out of the fucking thing. I forgot why I did it when I was probably like 8 or 9. I remembered 20 years later, I'm not shitting you, 20 years later, I went, oh my God, the spaceship was supposed to take off.
That's why, and you got interrupted.
I just wish that I had mushrooms to bring that about so that I knew that was
right?
the case. No, it organically happened. I was like, no, dude, your ship was supposed to take off. You're going to another planet. And I'm sitting next to somebody in a car, and they go, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, right. Nobody knows. I miss playing with toys. I would love to make those films again that I used to make. Now that we're thinking about it.
When people talk about things that are cathartic from their childhood, like adult coloring books and stuff, those are cool. They're really detailed. A lot of them, they look really neat. You can put time into it. Again, it's that super hyper focused thing, just like a saltwater tank. But playing with toys, man, that was just like losing yourself. That was just losing yourself in the fantasy.
The original fucking James Halliday name drop Easter egg from Ready Player One, like prime example of like getting lost. Like playing with toys was the shit.
Yeah.
I used to like
do for hours, man.
I would get so submerged in making these toy flicks. I used to my mom would go to work and it would like be my time to fucking make a movie with my toys. I would smash them and shit like that, but specifically for the movie. I had my grandfather's VHS tape recorder, and I would just sit there. I would sometimes douse them in cologne and get a lighter.
Oh my God.
Right, dude? It was serious. I'd make a whole movie and I would do it, and I would actually make a fucking explosion, and it would be the coolest fucking thing in the world. I would film it.
Wow.
And then eventually, as I got older and people started realizing what I was doing, they got pissed, but I was like making, like I was like,
But that's above and
That's what I
beyond.
mean, it was awesome.
And
It was
you
so
saw,
fun.
So you were a kid when you saw that Spielberg thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So you had that inspiration. That's fucking
it was,
awesome.
that's what I mean. I'm a fan of
Dude,
Spielberg.
me, I was just a psychopath. My parents' living room table has a glass sheet on top of it, a real thick glass. It's actually not part of the table. Like they got them custom cut for it so that it wouldn't fuck the tables up. I used to pour rubbing alcohol on the glass and then light it on fire.
That's I did stuff like I just did shit like that too. Man.
I just know that it's going within hours of us saying this right now. It's going to be out in the ethos forever, and someone from my family is going to hear that and tell my mom.
Well, if we're gonna go, like, I used to sneak out at nighttime when I was a kid and go in my front lawn at on Lorna Lane, and like we had these bricks, and I would take the bricks and I made like a little tiny grill, and I would sit there. It'd be like 2 a.m, and I would just make a little fire, and I would like.
Oh, you're not sneaking out like going somewhere. You're
No.
sneaking out just to sit outside and make a grill out of house bricks.
Out of house bricks, and I would do it on my front lawn. I was like, I don't even know how old I was.
What
like,
were you burning though for fuel?
I would
You go like find trees.
I would go find sticks and shit like that. I was able to climb our front law trees all the time. I would just climb to the
I
fucking
mean, you know
top.
that's green wood that doesn't burn right?
It would work. I would, but I also had like a shitload of matches with me that I would sneak out too. I would just sit there and just flick the lighter. And
All right. I thought you were going a different direction with it
No.
being a bad kid. You're just going the pyro direction, just like me.
Yeah, it was just fun. Like I would just sit there and throw fucking.
Dude, they called me a fire starter in when I was in Boy Scouts, and I'm like, okay, like I didn't get the implication of this kid's a fucking fire starter, like he's a lunatic. I still have flint and steel.
Yeah,
I still have flint and steel.
I like that smell.
And a bag full of dryer lint that we used to use as what's the starter thing called? Not kindling, not. There's the 3 things. There's the blah blah blah, the kindling, and the fuel.
oh, I'm not
And
sure
the thing that's the starter. Why am I drawing a blank on this?
because we like starting shit on fire.
I've been a
I
Eagle
love
Scout
blowing
for
shit up too.
20
My-
years. How do I?
my aunt used
21
to
years.
call
How
me
the fuck do I
Sid.
know this?
From Toy Story.
It's got. I don't know. I'll figure it out, or I won't. It's all right. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know how to start a fire. Like a survival fire. I'm not trying to light any.
I can start a fire.
I
Like,
fucking
it's
fail.
would be hard, but I can be from years of experience. I think I can fucking start one.
I think we should probably. What do we got? Like a little over an hour. It's like let me wrap it up from here. At least for me. So my mom told me recently, and when I say recently, it might have been 2 years ago. We had this conversation. When you get together with your family on a holiday, you start to tell stories about how when you were this age, you shit behind the couch or whatever it was. That's for you, Gary. The things you did as a kid. There's like,
Yeah.
My mom goes, well, I don't remember how it came up, but we always, the 3 of us, my brother, sister, and I, they're 2 and 4 years younger than me. We always had chores on Saturday, and we would have to do those chores while my parents were out of the house going to do the grocery shopping on Saturday mornings. And they went to like 2 stores, usually 2 or 3, usually Tops and Wegmans. So it took 2 to 3 hours depending. And my dad loved it, but take that time. So in that time, we were supposed to vacuum and sweep, wash the kitchen floor, all that shit. Like we had our list. Each person was designated what they were supposed to do. And one of the things that I was supposed to do was vacuum. And my mom told me, she goes, yeah, you would just run the vacuum over the carpet. Now I'm talking like we're in middle school, so I remember this. Right?
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, you just used to run the vacuum over the carpet and told me you vacuumed, but I could completely tell you that you didn't. I'm like, and I was incredulous. I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I, if I'm already doing the action, why wouldn't I plug it in? She goes, you did it all the time. Your brother and sister told me. I'm like, they colluded against me all the time. She's like, they did, but not about that. She goes, Nick, I come home and the rug had the same shit on it in the same places. There were just wheel marks.
Were you the youngest one?
No, I'm the oldest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hence why they colluded against me.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
If
Because
you were
if
the
they're older, they
youngest,
wouldn't give it a shit. I would have been the one to go, oh, Gary did this to me. It wasn't that case. So she goes, you would do that. And I'm like, there's no chance. There's no chance. And Gary and Nicole, this is maybe 2 years ago. We're all adults, kids, houses, whatever,
yeah,
we're people. No, there's no way that happened. And Gary's like, dude, you did that. I'm like, bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And then one day, a few months ago, I had another one of those brainstorms where I went, oh fuck, I did used to run the vacuum over the rug without plugging the fucking
did
thing
do
in just to
something
show
like
the
that.
wheel marks, and I did it fast because it took me a third of the time to go over the entire house with the vacuum not plugged in.
Oh, that's why.
I still owe my mom an apology for that.
Sorry, Mrs. Huber.
Yeah, I was so positive. That's when people say, individual's memory is like the worst.
You know what you should get your mom for Christmas?
Roomba?
One of those maybe, or like a card that says good for like one free real vacuum.
Well, they took all the carpet out of the house. It's all hardwood
Oh
now.
shit. Good for one free mop. How about
It
that?
was just, I thought about it. I'm like, oh no, I did used to do that. It's like, oh no.
That's pretty funny.
I was waiting to tell that story. I'm glad it came to me now. It's good shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's probably time for us to wrap it up. I hope you've had a good time today.
I did. Thanks for hanging.
We did get back to a couple things. We got back there a few times. I feel pretty proud about that. I feel like we still need a coffee lackey / producer person.
Yes.
Somebody
I could've
to
definitely
run
gone.
the MacBooks
I have
to
to
do
use
the
the
shit.
bathroom. I could have gone for a couple more coffees for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But I just want to thank everybody. And let me actually leave you with this as well in my thanks for everybody who's listening. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that you find this entertaining. I hope that this is worth the time that you put in whenever you listen to it, as I know you have an endless plethora of entertainment options, and we're glad you flew with us today. I had mentioned weeks ago how the analytics that measures via the website subscription to the podcast had gone down to like 3 or 5 people. As of yesterday, we are back up to 85.
Nice.
Which means that either people started listening again, got the message, and got the word out, or it was a problem with the analytic measuring tools, which I'm more thinking is the case. So I'm hoping that remedies the situation. Because I'm going to be honest, for a minute, I was bummed. I was thinking it was a hard unsubscribe to our podcast. I'm like, that sucks, and it's all on me. But it definitely seems like that's not the case, and I just want to say that we appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you very much. We love you.
Please comment, and I wasn't getting weepy there. I just had some in my throat.
He's weepy.
He's such a sad boy. Hit us up at Apartment A3 Pod on Twitter. Nick Huber on Instagram. Hit us up.
Yeah.
Send us some love.
Tom Falcone Instagram. Twitch /WooGold.
How about and this is a request from me as your friend, those that are friends and I know that listen, and those that I don't know that are new friends to the show that listen. When you see a post like come up, give a comment. Just be like, hey, thumbs up or something.
I was just about to say that.
Just shoot out a heart.
It's like, if you have anything we'd like to talk about, let us know.
And if it's like for the new one that's going up later today, you can go, oh dude, episode 20 was great, or whichever.
You know what? Here's an Easter egg. Here's
you know
a
what?
little bit of
I need I'm a little emotional these days.
Yeah, let's give him an Easter egg. The first
just need
3 comments
a little
of what
bit.
we'll talk about. We'll make the whole show about those 3 comments. How about that
A little
one?
bit of validation. It's kind of
Is that fair?
yeah. You know what? It's great idea.
We'll add.
Great idea. 3 to 5 because it's an hour. We can talk about shit for a minute, and then sometimes the topic goes quickly. So here's what we'll do.
First 3 are main topics.
Yeah, the first 3 that come in are main topics. After that, we'll do some kind of bracketed, tiered system. You guys won't have to worry about it. We'll figure it out. And
We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'd love some shit to talk about that you guys are interested in hearing us expound upon, if that is even the case. Christmas episode in 2 weeks. Super excited. Bust out the Christmas decorations today. We are good to go.
Next Christmas.
It is Santa Claus time.
Doing a cast.
Also, to not upset everyone, happy holidays. If you don't celebrate anything, just have a
Very
great
next day, we gave it away.
week. We're almost done with this year, kids. We're almost done. We're in the home stretch. For all those of you who say 2018 treated me like shit, I hope 2019 treats me better. It's all about how you treat yourself, too.
Goodbye.
Hey!